Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. We are here live. We're showing up for you tonight. Me and Sierra have a lot of exciting things going on, and we wanted to let you know that this group is going to stay alive. So if you liked a 3-day challenge and you enjoyed the interaction, the homework, all the things that went around with that, awesome, because this group is going to stay moving forward. Me and Sierra are going to show up in this group a lot more. So if you want to heal your relationship with food, get a better handle on your eating, you are in the right place. So me and Sierra are super excited about that. And that's why we wanted to show up tonight and just talk about normal eating. We hear this a lot with people that we talk to, and even some of our clients. They just want to become a normal eater, because what we're doing right now is causing us pain and suffering, and it's a behavior that we don't necessarily like. So tonight, me and Sierra are going to be talking about that and diving into normal eating, which I even like. Normal eating is more like natural eating, your natural way of eating, right? That is your normal. It's not the normal broad sense. It's like your normal. And we're going to dive into that and what's not normal with eating and what you can actually do to overcome this. So Sarah, do you want to say anything on top of that? Or do you want me to just dive in for you?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Sierra a question because I just love having her insight on things. So when you were struggling with food and you were at the points where you're like, why can't I be a normal eater? Yeah. Can you go back to that point and tell us what behaviors you were having that made you want to be a normal eater? Like it was causing you that duality and that friction to actually say, why can't I be a normal eater? How do I do this?
Yeah, I remember it was Christmas time and I literally was hiding Christmas cookies in a napkin and stuffing it in my purse for later. And I said a prayer. It was almost like this plea, this like, oh my gosh, like, why can't I just be normal? Like, why can't I just have one cookie and like, let it go? Like, I must be addicted. Like, I'm addicted to food. I am addicted to sugar. And at the moment, I was so far from normal eating or natural eating. I was so fixated on food and my weight and my body and like, being healthy and looking a certain way. I didn't even know what normal or natural eating was supposed to look like, but I knew it wasn't hiding Christmas cookies in your purse. And like, I would look at other people around me at like the Christmas parties or any barbecue I went to, and it was like, how come that person can just have one bite of a cookie and put it back? Or like, why can't I do that? I felt so out of control around food. It was like I would do really, really good. And like everyone would see me at work and be like, oh, you're so healthy. But like the minute it was like any kind of event, like I would go crazy and I would totally just eat. I felt like I had no control. And I thought like, well, those people must not be addicted to food like I am. Like I have a problem. It's all my fault. Like I'm addicted to food. And that's like really what came up for me. It was like, I have a problem and it's my addiction and I have to keep trying to fight it. I have to keep restricting. I have to keep cutting out sugar because obviously I have a problem and I'm addicted.
Yeah, and I think that's how it starts. It's like when we think we have a problem, we think the solution is restricting more, having more food rules, because there's certainly something wrong with you if you're not able to have a handle on it, right? If you have those urges to have the candy and whatever, like at the Christmas parties, there's something wrong with you, and so we try to fix it by more rules, more restriction, more dieting, more of everything, right? And what did that lead you?
Well, it made everything worse because food addiction is biologically driven. And you make it worse. Like, it got worse for me with every single diet I went on. Or maybe it wasn't a diet. It was like, do you know how many Whole30s I did? Thinking that like, if I just did one more Whole30, that I wouldn't be addicted to sugar anymore. Okay. Like, it made everything worse at the end of that 30 days. I made it to 30 days one time, you guys. And then after that, it was like 21 days. And then I would flip out and I would eat 20 donuts. And then I would felt like I just ruined everything I just did on the Whole30. I'd have to start over, and I'm still addicted to sugar. I'm still addicted to food. So again, like, I didn't realize, and this is what I think other people don't realize is with like feeling addicted to food and sugar, is that we're meant to be fixated on food. We are meant to, because we need food to stay alive. So if your body senses that there's any kind of restriction, or it's scarce, or like you're feeling like your body feels like it's not getting enough food, your food fixation, your addiction increases, because you're like, oh my God, we're starving. We're not getting enough. Even if you are physically getting enough, you could be emotionally restricting and emotionally feel like you're not getting enough. So thankfully, the reverse is also true. So meaning once your body knows it's going to be fed and you're calm emotionally and physically around food, like, you don't feel addicted to food anymore. So I guess, Hannah, like, let me ask you, because we're keeping these short and sweet, our little chat short and sweet. What does natural eating look like to you now that you've made peace around food? And like, what is normal eating? Like, what does natural eating look like for you and our clients that we talk to?
Well, it's funny that you say, like, it's normal to think about food all the time when your body is not getting enough, right? So for me, like, normal eating is I don't think about food until I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think about lunch at breakfast or dinner at lunch. It's like, when I'm hungry, I think about food, I fix something, and I move on with my day. And also, like, normal eating for me is a big variety. You know, I love health. Like, I geek out on healthy stuff and like all of like green smoothies and things like that.
You
like,
grow your own kombucha, don't you?
I make my own kombucha. I make sauerkraut. I make kefir. Like, I love all like natural things. And at the same time, like, yesterday I had pizza for breakfast. There's sometimes I have smoothies for breakfast. Sometimes I want salad. Sometimes I want a sandwich. Sometimes I want pasta. Sometimes I would just want vegetables. So for me, like, having a normal relationship with food and normal eating is just a big variety of food. I used to eat the same thing all the time. I did not deviate from that. And I got like, just so simple. Now I'm like, okay, I can have whatever I want. And you know, it's funny that we were talking with one of our clients today, and she said there's a difference between full and satisfied. So we can eat to get full, or we can eat to be satisfied. And now I'm one that I want to eat to be satisfied. So my body feels good, my mind feels good, my soul feels good, and I eat and I move on. So for me, like, eating what I want and not really thinking much about it, not stressing about it, not feeling guilty, and also eating what's healthy and eating what's not. Like, I don't know, like, normal eating is being able to have a cake at a birthday party and enjoying it, or not having a piece of cake at birthday party because I don't want it. You know, being able to pick and choose what I want in the time that I want it. So
relax. It sounds like, oh, just whatever. It's relaxed.
It is. It feels so relaxed. Like, it used to not be this relaxed. Like, I used to stress more, and honestly, I used to freak out about what am I going to cook for dinner, and I don't think about it anymore. Like, that's one of the things that I don't want to stress out about. And I make simple things because I don't want to make a big deal about it, because it stresses me out. And I mean, if you've worked with me and Sierra, we are not about stress when it comes to eating in any way. There's sometimes that I make fancy meals because that's what I feel like would be fun and I want to. And there's sometimes where like really simple meals, like 4 ingredients and be done with it.
What would you say about like cravings, right? Because like I know with like when I was addicted, when I felt like I had addictions to food and sugar, I felt like I had crazy cravings. Like what would you say about cravings now that you and our clients do, like our normal eaters? What do our clients and what would you say about like cravings now?
Cravings, I feel like I don't have like intense cravings anymore. I don't have like this like cravings, I must have it. It's more of like a desire. It's like, oh, that sounds good. So I think I'm going to have it. And it's like, it's to the point where it's not so much a craving, but it's like the desire and I can have it or not have it. But it like, if it's strong enough, I'll make sure I have it because I know that I'll want it at some point. Then I feel deprived if I don't have it. But for cravings, like, oh man, it's easy. You know, it's more of like, oh, that sounds good. Okay, I'll have it. And I have it and it's done. It's not this repetitive thing. I remember when I was in high school, graduation party, I was at a friend's house and she had this huge cake and M&Ms. And I would have like a piece of cake with M&Ms on it. And then the next morning I had a piece of cake with M&Ms on it and like 3 pieces in the morning because I couldn't stop thinking about it. Yeah. Now it's like, if I want cake, I'll have a cake, or if I want a donut, I'll have a donut, but it's not to the point anymore where I have to have 3 donuts, 4 donuts. It's just maybe 1 donut, maybe half a donut, maybe 1 and a half. You know, it's the cravings are less by a long shot. And I think a lot of our clients feel that too, like cravings begin to reduce when you start really relaxing around food and finding that normalcy around food. Yeah.
Another thing that our clients mention a lot, and I know myself was included in this, was trusting my body, knowing when I was full, knowing when I was hungry. I felt like I didn't trust myself to tell me, like I didn't trust my body to tell me when was enough. I felt like a bottomless pit. Like I could just eat and eat sugar until like, I don't know, I just felt like I never got enough, like you were talking about. But normal eating and like eating in, you know, natural, it's like I can eat a meal and stop in like the ballpark of satiation and like I feel satisfied. And I feel whatever. Sometimes I want to get really full and sometimes I don't feel like getting really full, but it's like there's no overthinking. I'm just kind of like, I don't honestly think about it. I trust my body and be like, yeah, I'm good. And I know I can have some more later if I want, you know, and you know, like our clients can eat emotionally, right? Or like they can like, you know, be distracted or tired or sad or stressed or happy, and they can still stop when they get full. That's normal. That's normal eating. Feeling like you don't trust your body and you don't know when to stop and you don't know when you're full and when you're hungry, that's not normal.
Yeah. And how many of you want to be able to eat normally? Like, what does normal look like to you? And what would that bring to you if you started to eat more normal or natural in your way of eating, with the less noise and chaos and stress and overwhelm with your food? Like, put in the comments like what that would be like for you. And if you want, this is what me and Sierra do. You know, we help people create more of normal eating, natural way of eating. And we want you to stay tuned to this group because lots of things are going to be shifting and changing. Me and Sierra are doing lots of amazing things behind the scenes to make this process a lot easier for you, more manageable for you. So stay tuned because we are super excited about what's to come. But if you want to be a normal eater, just comment normal eater in their comments so we can see who's like on board with this.
Absolutely. And that's it for tonight. I want, like take a second to think like, am I a normal eater? Do I want, like, are there some things that they mentioned that I'm still doing that I want more freedom around? Like, oh my gosh, that sounds nice to not have to freak out about cake anymore. So yeah, just comment below normal eater. And yeah, stay tuned because we're going to be having lots of new excitement stuff coming up.
Night, guys.